So welcome back. We have been looking at the falling out, or the last episode in the series called The Prisoner, broadcast in about 1967 in Great Britain, starring Patrick McGoohan as number 6. Now in this last episode, the 17th one made and shown, we are looking at rebellion or revolt. The first category was youth. Keep in mind this would be about the time the rock culture, hippie culture is developing. Now the second category is the establishment. Those who have lots of money and good jobs and lots of wealth and so forth, who are wanting to change the system more to their own advantage. That was the second category. We're ready to come to the third category of rebels.
Destroyed resistance, overcome coercion. The right to be person, someone or individual. We applaud his private war and concede that despite materialistic efforts, he has survived intact and secure. All that remains is recognition of a man of steel, a man.
Okay, Man of Steel, that's interesting because that was the title given to Superman, and also I believe it was given to Stalin, I think. It may come out of that whole idea of the Superman by Nietzsche, and it might be a reference to all of that, so I'm not sure. But anyhow, the coronation of number 6 as number 1, I believe, is absolutely false. And I'll tell you why here as we go on. But remember, Patrick McGoohan is basing this whole thing on the occult or the hidden. And assuming he's a high member in the occult system, he's not going to give you the correct answer. But we'll talk about what he's trying to promote as the correct answer, which is the one who's seated on the throne right now, namely the sort of good number 6, but evil number 6 has been ruling things, meaning like a split personality. And well, I'll talk a little more about some other television episodes at the time that presented this whole concept. So, right, let's get back to this right now.
Sufficiently equipped to lead us. That is, lead us or go. In this connection, we have a prize. You will see that your home is being made ready. Above and beyond this, we have the means for you to desert us and go anywhere. Key to your house. Traveler's checks, $1 million. Passport, valid for anywhere. And petty cash. You are free to go. Free to go. Anywhere. Why? You have been such an example to us. Why? You have convinced us of our mistakes. Why? You're pure, you know the way, show us.
Why? Your revolt is good and honest. You are the only individual. We need you.
I see. You do. You see all. I'm an individual.
You are on your own.
I fail to see.
All about you is yours. We concede. We offer. We plead for you to lead us. Or go. Go if you wish. I don't know. Take the stand. Address us. Should I? You must. You are the greatest. Make a statement. A true statement which could only be yours, but for us. Remember us. Don't forget us. Keep us in mind. Sir, we are all yours.
Okay, so it showed him exercising critical thinking, asking why. Why are things the way they are? I want some answers. You explain things to me. And this is exactly what a true individual can do. And so in that sense, yeah, he belongs on the throne.
I feel
So nevertheless, the I is completely surrounded by the group. So it's difficult for him to be an individual leading them. That's why you have that echo chamber there. Notice in the changing of words, you see the printing of the words of the text in front of you on my screen. It went from I meaning the singular person, and then to I meaning I agree. He hasn't even said anything. So already he's in the system of conformity and getting an echo. The voice drowning like that might be the idea. It's almost impossible to be an individual if you're going to be some type of leader in this world. I don't know, I'm just offering you my suggestions and my thoughts. because everybody in the crowd is half black face and half white face, meaning they are under the powers of the mystery religions of the world. And basically there's only one so-called mystery religion, and that is the occult, and that is the worship of the devil. Now it takes many, many forms in many, many lands, but that's basically the idea. You either worship the true God or you worship the devil.
Sir, on behalf of us all, we thank you. And now I take it that you are prepared to meet number one. Follow me, if you would be so kind, sir.
Now that hissing could be a reference to a serpent hissing. You know, those are the other two symbolic representatives of rebellion. You have the youth who's singing "Them Bones, Them Bones" from the idea of Ezekiel in the Bible, Ezekiel 37. And then you have the laughing, which is coming from the one who is pro-establishment, but yet wants to change it to suit him, to suit his ways. And so you have the three forms of rebellion being presented, with Patrick McGowan, number 6 in the middle, who has been an individualist throughout this entire thing. And he's going to meet the one who is number 1. That's the youth right there. And that's the establishment. Now, for those of you who don't know this, the globe, or the ball, symbolizes Baal, Baal, in the Old Testament, which was a Canaanite false god, which basically was the devil. The earth is not a ball, by the way. I won't get into it. I won't get into it because that would require all kinds of additional time on the video. But the globes right there are telling you Baal, Baal. Incidentally, if you don't know this as well, a flagpole has a ball on the top of it. At least all the old ones did. And that's probably because the flagpole is the shaft of Nimrod, and the ball at the top represents, of course, the phallic symbol. So we're seeing some phallic symbols right there, the globes, and I'm going to go back to my original thesis that number 1 is the devil. But Patrick McGowan is going to fool you and make you think number 1 is his evil self or his wicked self or something like that.
I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. My life is my own.
Now that appears to be something on the order of like a crystal ball. And again, this all seems to tie into the idea of the demonic and of the occult, the worship of the devil. Now, because this was done so fast and so quickly, it took me a while to realize that he is trying to say it is himself, but obviously some kind of a wicked self. And by pulling the mask off of the dualism, we had a mask of a gorilla or ape. Now, you should also know this too. Gorillas are fake. Would require another 20 minutes for me to even go into that with you. But evolution. Now, evolution goes in 2 directions. It can go from sort of monkey up to human being, but then it can go higher. It can get off the earth and you evolve into some type of a god. So this is kind of the idea of getting rid of an old self, a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde theme, and also you have, for example, in Lost in Space, that television show, the leader of the spaceship, Mr. Robinson, one day got into a world where his evil self came back to his world, and the good self was imprisoned in another world, and so it made a big mess because the evil self came and ruled while the good self was imprisoned in the evil world. I forget the name of the episode. You have the same thing in Star Trek, the original Star Trek. Captain Kirk goes through the transporter, and what comes out is sort of the captain of flesh, the captain of evil, and he's on the Enterprise. So they have to rejoin the two of them because supposedly in this dualistic understanding of things, we're made of 2 things, good and evil, and good needs evil, and evil needs good. Anyhow, we'll watch another minute or 2 and I'll have to stop. Now I have a sneaky suspicion that ultimately in filming everyone knew that the butler was number one. And if you didn't notice the nonverbal signals, and he never says anything, and he's kind of subtle and he's kind of discreet, and we're told that in the book of Genesis that the serpent was subtle and crafty more than any creature in the earth. So I've got to stop. This ends my video. Thank you for watching.